What does the term bouncer mean to you? A tough guy? A spoil sport? A bully? An arbiter of good behaviour? Or a dangerous catalyst for trouble? Where does the word even come from? Similar terms can be found as far back as ancient Rome. Ostiarius, he who pertains to the door. Do we like them or loathe them? They stand over us so that we can forget our responsibilities. Their very presence is to ensure our security.
So my name is Mike Mikulski.
Joey Federico.
My name's Matt Proudfoot.
Vaughn Scriver.
My name is Patrick Langell.
It's been 7 years since I worked security here, but in the last 3 years I've been in charge of hiring the security, helping them get trained and the proper documents so that they can work legally.
Well, I've worked in security for about 4.5 years.
1 year exactly, pretty much.
About 4.5 years.
About 3.5 years.
When they called them bouncers, it was when they were rough and tough. Now it's more of a hospitality industry. They should be greeting people, opening doors. They're here to keep people safe. They're not here to harm people. And for guys to work at anywhere in Ontario now, they have to be at a front door, to ask somebody for ID, to remove somebody.
The ones that are needed are security license, first aid CPR, and smart serve. I also have limited self-defense training.
People years ago too, it used to be size mattered, and now it's mainly like if a guy can speak well, because that's what they do. They got to go up to somebody and say, hey, listen, sorry, we feel you've had too much to drink, we're going to have to ask you to leave. And you ask the guy numerous times. You don't just walk up and sneak attack. You don't walk up and sneak up on a guy and grab him and just drag him out the door and he has no idea what's happening.
I think there's this big thing where people like to be a bouncer. They want to be I'm a bouncer. And it's like, you're a douchebag, you know? I hope it doesn't get back to any of the guys I worked with, because I do like them. They're good guys, but they're douchebags through and through, you know? And it's, I might even be one myself, I don't know.
It can be high stress working inside the bar, because you don't know who's behind you, who's beside you, what their grudge is against you.
Every once in a while you'll get recognized, whether it be like at a concert or downtown. Like, the job has a lot of perks, but it's definitely got its bad side too.
Nobody cares how tough you are, you know? You don't have to be tough or big. I have a lot of people ask me like, oh, like I'd like to be a bouncer, but I don't think I'm big enough. I was like, well, do you know how to talk? Because that's pretty much what it is. 9 times out of 10, you're talking someone out of a situation.
Yeah, people they take a lot of their issues out on the bar with the bouncer, not necessarily like writing it in the proper form, like whether it be online to a manager or calling in and talking about their things. They'll stand there and shit all over the bouncer outside instead, 'cause it's easier when you're drunk.
I think the entire time that I was there working, I had, a few altercations. Only 2 times in the full 4 years has anyone physically accosted me.
Yeah, like I had to testify against a guy a little while ago, and a few weeks later, he bumped into me at a concert and he was trying to intimidate me there.
Do not go into the job if you think that this is going to, 1, make you tough, 2, get you laid, or 3, make you cool.
Try not to go into too much detail. It's easy to sound like you're bragging about bouncing, and that's absolutely what I would never want to do.
I don't know. Girls are attracted to door guys, I guess. And some guys aren't even like that. The girls like the macho guy, but I mean, sometimes the guy's just a smaller, a nice, like I said, nice guys, good talkers. The whole idea is you got to be friendly in that job. As a security guy at the front door of any establishment, you're the first person the potential customer is going to deal with.
Most of the time people are nice because I don't greet them with hostility. I'm not aggressive. I'm nice to them. I usually say, I'm the nice guy, you want to deal with me. Diplomacy really works. I haven't been in too many fights in this job, but most of the time people are, they're fine with me.
It's a hospitality industry that you got to be like, hey, how are you guys doing tonight? Like, it's not just like ID. Where's your ID? It's more nowadays, it's, hey guys, how's your night? It's more of a friendly environment. As in years ago, these guys weren't trained. They weren't educated on how to deal with, situations.
When a conflict comes up, you get to see how people really act. And I think that's one of the main things that turned me off bouncing as a whole. That's when I started to decide to get out of the entire thing, is because you would have 5 guys holding one guy down and secretly, feeding him shots. And they would take turns at this, even though the guy's, you know, now subdued, he's controlled, he's on the ground, we're waiting for the police to show up, and you'd have people just coming in to get their shots for no other reason than to cause this guy physical pain because they're, I don't know, amped up or they want to be a big man.
Things have changed. I don't really think people's perspective has changed though. Like the general public, they still use the term, like I think one of you guys said it earlier, a bouncer. We will never have a guy working here and call himself, I'm a bouncer at this place.
I would think that now those two terms, bouncer and security staff, are almost synonymous. Whereas before, if you were a bouncer, you worked at a bar. If you said you were security, you know, people would almost get this idea that you worked, you know, as a mall cop.
Like it's just that's not the terminology. The terminology's changed kind of just within the security community.
If you're getting rid of somebody from a bar, I wish they just knew that it wasn't personal and they didn't have to fight you on it.
A lot of people seem to think that we single them out, but you know, it's because they make it easy. They're falling all over the place and whatnot, and it's just, you know, we're all just trying to have a good time, and if you're too drunk, you should probably be going home because you could hurt yourself or someone else.
Yeah, people think we're totally doing this just out of spite and just to be dicks to people. They don't understand that, like, we can get personally fined, like the bar can get fined. Like, we have people here with kids, like if we're not doing our job, like people's kids are going hungry.
It's not anything personal. It's just something I'm being paid to do and something I'm expected to do. It's not necessarily a grudge against them. It's just a job.
Their reaction to you is always mixed. Some people love you because you're the bouncer, and some people hate you because you're a bouncer.